Mordecai learned of Haman's plan, and he asked Esther to help save her people, the Jews. She was very scared because people couldn't just pop in and have a word with the king. Anyone who went to him without being invited could be put to death. When she told Mordecai how frightened she was, he gave her bad news. He told her that because she was a Jew, she would not escape when Haman began his slaughter. Then he gave her some good news. He thought that maybe, just maybe, she'd become queen for such a time as this. Perhaps the whole reason she'd become the queen was so she could save her people. Although Esther was still afraid, Mordecai's words made her feel a little braver. She asked Mordecai not to eat or drink for 3 days. She, her maids, and the rest of the Jews fasted too. She told Mordecai that after 3 days she would go and see the king. "If I die, I die," she said. Then she hatched her plan. When Esther went to see the king, he held out his golden stick thing, which meant that he was glad she'd come. He didn't want her to be killed. He was so pleased to see her that he told her he'd give her anything she asked for. But all she asked for was a visit. She wanted the king to let her make a special meal for him and Haman the next day. This made Haman feel pretty good about himself, and he bragged to his wife that he was invited to an exclusive dinner at Casa de Esther the next night. But he couldn't stop thinking about how much he hated Mordecai. There was no way he could enjoy all that fancy food while Mordecai refused to bow down to him. When he told his wife how angry he was, she had a brilliant idea. Surely he would feel better if he had the king kill Mordecai. Haman liked this idea very much. The night before Esther's feast, the king couldn't sleep a wink, so he read stories about what had happened since he became king. He discovered that Mordecai had once saved him from 2 people who tried to kill him. What a thing to forget! Just then, Haman arrived to ask the king to kill Mordecai. Before he could do this, the king asked Haman a question. He wanted to know how he should reward someone who'd done great things for the king. Haman thought the king was talking about him. He was excited again. He told the king that someone who'd done great things for the king should be put on a great horse and led through the city while someone shouted out, "This is what the king does for someone he thinks is awesome." The king thought this was a good idea and made Haman do this for Mordecai, which made Haman super bummed. But things were about to get much, much worse for Haman. When he went to Esther's feast, the king offered again to do anything that Queen Esther wanted. "Thank you, my king, thank you," she said. And she begged him to save her and her people from death, and to protect the Jews from the people who wanted to kill them. The king was shocked, and demanded to know who would dare to harm her. She told him that it was Haman who wanted to kill the Jews. The king was so angry that he stormed out. While he was gone, Haman begged Esther not to let the king hurt him. When the king returned, he saw Haman very close to the queen, and thought he was trying to attack her. The king learned right then that Haman had set up a place where Mordecai would be killed. He ordered that Haman should be taken there instead, and that he should suffer the fate he'd planned for Mordecai. The king also ordered that Mordecai should be made his second in command. The Jewish people were saved, and their enemy was defeated!